What is going on, you guys? Boss Style here, and we are back with my WWE 2K14 Universe mode. And yes, you did see that right. We do have a new superstar joining us on the Legends brand here. It looks like Tensai is going to be. He's switched over. He's coming over to Friday nights. Well, Friday nights on the schedule. I don't update them on Friday night. I actually hardly ever stick. I don't think I've ever stuck to the schedule. I'm just trying to crank out as many shows as I can possible until the Royal Rumble. And I have not recorded the Royal Rumble yet, so anytime I'm talking about the Royal Rumble, I really don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, but there's Royal Rumble. Actually, this is the second to last SmackDown into the Royal Rumble. We've got SmackDown wow, Legends brand until the Royal Rumble. We've got this show, and then we've got next week, and then that's the Royal Rumble. Right after that. And his opponent Tensai is actually he was pretty good over on Raw, or in his career. He's a total of 14-6, I believe. So he's doing well. He's doing well for himself. And or no, maybe not. Maybe it's 14 and it's something less than that. I don't know. Maybe it's 15-6. I have no idea. Yeah, it's something like that. He's got by far a winning record. Diesel's always been almost completely 500. This guy's always he's like 11-11 or something, or 11-12. He's really close, regardless. But yeah, I've always kind of wanted to see these guys go at it. So it's gonna be a good time for both these guys to showcase their skills, especially heading into a Royal Rumble, and we're gonna need a number one contender for Stone Cold Steve Austin's European Championship. We still don't know quite who that's going to be yet, but we'll figure it out somehow. Not really sure, but yeah, we'll get it all squared up. Royal Rumble, it's not just going to be the Royal Rumble this year. Like it was last year. Last year it was just I just did the Royal Rumble, and I didn't really have a show because I didn't really have time. But this year we don't have time. We don't have time either. But I'm still just gonna do the whole show just because I kind of feel like that would be best. So yeah, there's gonna be a full card. We're gonna have both world titles we defended. We already kind of know what the match is for the SG Gaming League title match. Brock is probably going to get his rematch against Batista, so we're gonna see how that one turns out. I honestly don't even know. Like I said, I have not recorded the Royal Rumble yet, none of the matches, so that's gonna be just as surprising for me to see. What I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna delete, like I'm gonna record, like talk over all these, commentate all these, and then I'm going to get rid of them all from my video cache here on Arcsoft Showbiz, program I'm using, and then so that I have like more room, because those Royal Rumbles sometimes are like 45 minutes long. They're between 40 and 45 minutes long usually, and the 40-man ones that I usually do, so I'm gonna need a lot of space for it, so it doesn't start getting all slow and lagging, and that would just be the worst. Mostly because I'd like to get times for the Royal Rumble. I like to kind of like talk over things just as they happen. So that'd be awful. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and get rid of as much stuff. This show is 41 minutes long, I believe. So that'll be, once I get rid of this one, it'll already be really good to have that out of the way. And then I'm just going to do the rest of them just for the sake of, like, so that I am, I don't, like, film the Royal Rumble, know who wins, and then, like, I'm talking like I don't know who wins. Like, legitimately, I have not filmed it yet, so I really don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be an awesome event for me. I know we got a lot of big stars this year, so this Royal Rumble is going to be absolutely stacked. Almost everybody in it, so far that I've put down as an entrant, all of them are like really good. It's gonna be a great Rumble. I can't wait. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, Tensai and Diesel. From what I've been seeing, it's been a very physical competition so far. I'm glad Tensai's over on Legends. We've got like way too many big stars on Raw, and I like to kind of bring anybody I can over to Legends. And anybody who I see, I think would be fit over here on Legends, and Tensai is definitely one of these guys. For a while, he's been pretty dominant. He's a former longest reigning television champion of all time back when we had that title. He's a Money in the Bank winner. All he has to do now is he actually had a match for the Intercontinental title at Extreme Rules, and unfortunately did not come out successful. It was a four-man match though, so that was when Jack Swagger lost it. I remember that. But my man Ambrosius picked it up, and Ambrosius still has that title. He defeated Wade Barrett, I believe, at the last pay-per-view. So yeah, cannot wait for that. That is going to be very fun pay-per-view. Royal Rumble will be. Um, we still got one more Raw and then one more Legends after this to do. And after that, Royal Rumble, and then after that, there's like one more month until we are just done with Universe Mode. I don't know what I'm going to put in that month. I was thinking about the Elimination Chamber, but I was just gonna do like 2 Elimination Chambers like for the world titles, just like randomly in the middle of the month. But then again, like I kind of like to have all the champions like settled in, like after or before we do the Royal Rumble, so that I know like exactly who is gonna be facing. Like if this person wins and they're gonna be facing, the SG Gaming League champion. And if this person wins, they're going to be facing the Undisputed champion. Oh, we got a camera glitch again. After Tensai went through the table. Or put Diesel through the table. He didn't go through it himself. Well, he kind of went through it himself. I don't know. I don't know what to call that. Diesel himself is a pretty accomplished athlete. Former European champion and former tag team champion. He's one of the only guys to have held 2 different titles in SG Gaming League. Only second to Brock Lesnar and Triple H, I believe, who have held, they have held the 2 world titles. I'd have to do some research on that. I think that those are the only 3 guys who have held 2 different titles in SG Gaming League. But, oh, look at this. Diesel, he's looking to hit that jackknife powerbomb, and yes, he connects with it right into the hard part of the ring over there that gave John Cena a spinal concussion or did something to him. I'm not really sure. 1, 2, and oh wow, that looked like a 3 count. Not really sure if Tensai is going to be able to do anything about it here. It looks like he hits a bear hug. Just locks it in real nicely there. Oh, he's got it cranked. I don't know. I don't know if this is that's pretty locked in. Tensai's a big guy, a lot of girth, a lot of mass, a lot of whatever else he has. I'm not even really sure. But somebody's phone went off. It wasn't me. Sounded like an android, but oh well. I don't care. Who cares about that? Because we got Tensai and Diesel. This is the first time this match is happening, I believe. I think and both these guys have been in it since WWE 12, and I think this might be the first time that these guys are competing. I'm not sure though. Tensai was a bona fide main eventer back then, so we're gonna see if he can kind of step back into it on Legends, where the competition is a little bit more. I'm not gonna say there's less competition, because that's not completely true. There's just less people that are good. But the people who are good, like the Hulk Hogans, the Razor Ramones. We've got Andre's kind of coming up into his own up there. Yeah, the guys who are really good are really good. So that's a big plus to SmackDown. We've got, we don't. It feels like there aren't as many people in SmackDown, but there kind of are. They're just usually in the tag team division. We have like 3 tag teams that come from SmackDown. Or Legends. I keep saying SmackDown just because it's the other brand. And we've had SmackDown both years. Next year it's going back to SmackDown, by the way. I just felt like saying that. Felt like letting you guys know it is going to be Raw and SmackDown next year. It's going to be the modern versions of both. I do not intend to have many Legends. And, I'll keep like the couple guys that are in it, like obviously Stone Cold, Diesel. We'll keep those guys in it. Maybe The Rock. Maybe Hogan. And like the WCW DLC guys are gonna be really fun to use. I can't wait to use those guys. But generally it is going. I am gonna keep it pretty modern. I don't even know if I'm gonna use the Ultimate Warrior in because he's really not doing much this year, and like I just don't want to have Legends. I just want to keep it kind of simple. And looks like it's gonna hit that or current. Another jackknife powerbomb by Diesel, and it looks like he's gonna go for the. Maybe he's going to go for the pinfall, but you know what, I'll tell you more about it after this match, because it looks like it's probably going to end right here. Yeah, there we go. Diesel knocks off Tensai, which is a big win for Diesel. He's definitely making his way up into the title picture for European Championship. I know he's done it before. He could possibly do it again. You know, we gotta see what contenders are the best suited to compete with Diesel for that #1 contender spot, because he's definitely up there. He's been doing a lot of stuff lately. Tensai was until this match. Tensai had beaten Diesel. I think I would have probably put him as #1 contender. He beat Sarge last week, and former European champion in Diesel. It's hard to do, but he did not do it, unfortunately. Oh, speak of the devil, we have our European champion here in action right now. He's going to take on, wow, former undisputed world champion for like a couple days, Shawn Michaels. It doesn't feel like his reign was very long, even though it was. Well, it wasn't long. It was a month. It wasn't a couple days, but that's the shortest reign that you could possibly have as a champion. As a new champion. Because he had nobody that was going to be like, oh, I want my rematch clause. So yeah, he did really badly as a champion. I don't really feel like we should consider him a champion, even though he was. He won the Battle Royal, but he didn't do anything as champion. He didn't make it past one defense. He ended up losing to Razor Ramon, I believe. Yeah, did he lose to Razor Ramon? If he did lose to Razor Ramon, then that means Razor's got like... Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure he did lose to Razor, but... Yeah, okay, that's what I'm going with. But, yeah, enough about Shawn Michaels. Here's Stone Cold Steve Austin. He has been our European champion for... I don't know, he defeated Bruno Sammartino at Over the Limit, who we have not seen much of since that happened. He got put through a flaming table. I would assume that was the first time it's ever happened. I would assume that he's taken some time off to rehabilitate himself. And that's that's only right. He went through a really hard match, and yeah, Shawn Michaels. I don't know about this guy. He kind of like talks a big game, and he kind of looks like he should be better than he is, but he's really not good this year. But he's kind of making his return tonight, since we haven't seen him a lot since he sort of fell off the face of the earth. He's kind of like Daniel Bryan, like in my universe mode. Like Daniel Bryan, he does one good thing and then he just loses it all and then just starts just doing really badly. Shawn Michaels is actually on a 4-match losing streak right now. Yeah, he's on a 4-match losing streak. So yeah, that's that. Shawn Michaels. Oh, I forgot he competed last week. Yeah, he did. Competed in that triple threat match. So yeah, Shawn Michaels, 4-match losing streak. 4 or 5, actually. It might be 5. At this point, I just kind of want to keep him in just to see how many more he's going to lose in a row. See if he can beat Chris Jericho's record of 7 straight losses. That would be an iconic achievement. Not achievement, but yeah, that might. If he does that, then I just might not even put him in 2K15. I almost didn't put The Rock in this season, but I figured I should give him a chance. Just because he's The Rock, and in some games, his last game he just wasn't very good, and he was losing to everybody. I think he had like an 0-6 record, so he almost beat Chris Jericho's record if he had just lost. If he had lost, actually, yeah, if he had lost his 2 more times, he would have beaten Jericho's record. He never actually got a win, so. In The Rock, we did see him return last week. He will be in action tonight with his how do you say that? Unwin streak, like non-win streak? No, I didn't say that right. It's because there's undefeated streak and there's defeated streak. So yeah, he'll put his defeated streak on the line tonight when he competes in tag team action, actually, with Hulk Hogan against Andre the Giant and Sgt Slaughter, because Sarge's attack on Hulk Hogan a little while back, he just keeps attacking Hulk Hogan, and I really don't know why. We don't know what provokes Sarge. He's a personal friend of mine. I let him commission NXT, or host NXT rather. He's kind of the commissioner. I don't even know what the commissioner does really. But, he does host NXT, which you can catch every 2 episodes here on Boss Stands Tall, the channel. So, yeah, be sure to catch NXT. Is arguably better than my actual universe mode because all these guys are competing for contracts, and next season I have a lot of competitors lined up for next season of NXT. So that's going to be extremely fun. I can't wait to do next season, especially with that new NXT arena and the next gen graphics. That's going to be really really fun. We're gonna have season 4. Almost as I think I'm gonna wait a little bit. What am I don't know what I'm gonna do about scheduling wise for NXT. I know I'm gonna do the same sort of schedule where I do Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, but I don't know how many weeks I'm gonna wait for, like after Universe Mode starts to begin NXT. Usually I wait at least a month, and then I get the first season going. But I kind of wish I hadn't waited that long this year, just so that we could have seen an NXT winner before the Royal Rumble. Like at this rate, the winner of NXT is only going to get to compete. Like, oh, look at that. He just reverses it, but it looks so weird. I'm really not sure what exactly went on there. It looked like he made contact, but Shawn Michaels ended up just backflipping just straight through a table, so that must have been awful. Feel bad for the guy, he took the risk, did not pay off unfortunately, but Shawn Michaels, he can't, this guy, he's done a lot in SG Gaming League. He's a former European champion. For a while he had the longest reign as European champion, even though he barely defended it. He had like a Dean Ambrose reign, where like as champion, where when Dean was United States champion, and he just didn't defend. He was in the Shield, and he just didn't defend it ever. Like that was kind of Shawn's reign. For some reason, I feel like I don't remember him defending it at all, and he had like a 70-something day reign. Stone Cold Stunner, straight out of nowhere. And his reign was actually beaten last year by a legitimate champion in Rikishi. Great. That guy's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame before WrestleMania this year in WWE, so that's going to be great. I could say a lot about the Hall of Fame because this year, like, I feel like they're just trying to induct people now. Because, like, they induct like 8 people a year. I feel like that should be slim to maybe 4 a year. Maybe 4 a year. Like, do it how the UFC does it. Only put guys in there that truly deserve it. Like, they put like one guy in the Hall of Fame every 3 years. It's awesome. The NFL, they have so many people in the Hall of Fame. You don't even know most of them. NBA Hall of Fame, there's just tons of people. I feel like the WWE Hall of Fame should be like only for like the elites of the sport. Like put Hulk Hogan, like Andre the Giant in the Hall of Fame, and like some of those guys, like Roddy Piper, Stone Cold, obviously, Shawn Michaels, obviously. Just put like really awesome guys. Like they're putting the Bushwhackers in. They put like Abdullah the Butcher in the Hall of Fame. They put, just like, what are you doing? Even like I feel like Booker T in the Hall of Fame was even pushing it just a little bit, seeing as though most of his success was in WCW and he didn't do much in WWE. But he was like world champion once. He has like the stats of Shawn Michaels in SG Gaming League in WWE. So, and I probably wouldn't put Shawn in a Hall of Fame if I had one. I don't think I will be making a Hall of Fame anytime soon. I thought about it, just because there were a couple guys that I definitely feel like should eventually make it into the Hall of Fame. Obviously, but just because of the fact that there will be no cutscenes next year, and I can't really do like those inductions or anything. Like I can't do an induction like that. I feel like I'm not going to do it until maybe 2K16, but that's way too far in the future to even think about 2K16. Wow, I wonder if I'll still be doing it by then. I might still be. I mean, I'll be off in college probably, but I might still be doing it. Actually, no. 2K17 might be when I'm in college, because, yeah, 2K17 is probably going to be college for me, but I probably won't be doing it after college, unfortunately. But that's probably not going to happen. But another stunner, and he just flips him right off. No respect for Shawn Michaels, even though Shawn Michaels has kind of transitioned into a face after his defeat against Hulk Hogan last week, where like Hulk Hogan raised his hand and he just kicks out to another stunner. The resilience of Shawn Michaels. They've been fighting here for like a little over 8 minutes now, and he's taken 2 stunners. You know, this is kind of looks like Sean's looking to turn the tables a little bit. And is he gonna do it? No, he does. Oh, yes, he does. Okay, boom, super kick. Stone Cold's busted open. Gotta remind me to turn blood off because there's too much blood in this game. Is this gonna be it? Is Sean gonna win right here? 1, 2, and 3. Shawn Michaels defeats Stone Cold Steve Austin. Wow, I don't remember that happening, but I guess it did. I had no idea. But I really don't remember that happening. Shawn Michaels defeated Stone Cold and does it in very impressive fashion. He's on top right now for a European title shot, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that because I didn't remember that happened. I think I might have decided already for my number one contenders, but might have already even recorded the match. But oh well, we'll give Sean a shot at some point. You know, we'll see what happens with that. Ladies and gentlemen, he is back. Our world champion Razor Ramon. This man is finally wrestling on Legends. You know, he's been out of action for a little bit just based on the fact that he's a champion and he just doesn't feel like wrestling. So he doesn't. I tell him all the time, like, you probably should be here this week, and he's like, yeah, okay, you know, maybe I will, and he just doesn't come. So this week I'm forcing him to wrestle because I feel like as a champion you should at least compete every 2 weeks on you know, no Brock Lesnar rules where you don't have to be here at all, like you can just be the champion because you're a draw. But no, I feel like, you know, you should be putting forth the work as champion. If you're champion, you got to be wrestling at least every 2 weeks. You know, you can't just be one of those guys who just doesn't compete. You know, you got to be competing. So Razor Ramon, I'm going to insist that Razor competes for the future as long as he's champion at least every 2 weeks. So, oh, what? Looks like we got another guy coming from Raw. This doesn't even look real. Looks like that's Kane. That's former longest reigning champion in history. He was Intercontinental Champion for over 220 days. This guy is, wow, he's coming to Legends finally. We've always seen Kane on Raw his entire career, but wow, it looks like we're finally gonna get a chance to see Kane right here on Legends, and he's taking on the champion. I don't think Razor knew what was coming for him today. I certainly didn't. I knew that Tensai was gonna be here, but you know, Kane, I had no idea. And you know, Kane actually had his last match on Raw against Tensai where he was victorious, and those guys showed a lot of respect for each other, so maybe they made the decision to come over together. Tensai just kind of didn't tell me it was going on. You know, these guys are probably very good friends, but that was my my resistance bag over here, just pushing the thing down. But anyways, looks like Razor just big knee. Razor takes control a little bit early in the match, and Kane just charges on a big DDT. I've actually seen Kane do that DDT in real life. He's always done it, like all of his career, since I've been watching. If anybody was wondering, by the way, anybody who's listening, if you're wondering, most of the guys, guys who do like commentary stuff for WWE on the internet have been like watching since the Attitude Era. I started watching wrestling, believe it or not, in 2008. So that was my Attitude Era. Like my, you know, first couple of years was the years where like it was John Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H, and like Jeff Hardy was still there. And then SmackDown was The Undertaker, Edge, and Rey Mysterio, and Batista. You know, that was my early WWE, and you know, it was fun because, well, I only watched SmackDown because Raw was on a little bit too late and it was on Mondays, so I wasn't allowed to watch it. But yeah, so you know, I only really watched, and we didn't have DVR back then, so. You know, so I only watched SmackDown, because on Friday nights I would watch it live all the time. Not live, but, you know, I would watch it when it was on. Now SmackDown's a pile of shit because, you know, they just recycle all the stuff from Monday Night Raw, and, like... No, yeah, I remember always, all the matches every week on SmackDown would be like Kane and Mark Henry and Big Daddy V, and they would have, like, monster stuff like that. And so those were, like, the 3 guys that I first, you know, really heard about, and The Undertaker, obviously. But it was, yeah, and like, my friends had the action figures. I started getting the action figures. It was a fun deal. I wish that, and the tag team division was so fun to watch. All those guys in there that, we don't even have anymore, But, yeah, and I remember like the first WrestleMania 24, first WrestleMania I was ever a fan for. It was awesome. These guys were. It seems so much larger than life, and it had like, they had that fun outdoor arena, and like, I remember it was like during the summer or something when it first or when it happened. It was really cool. It was just an awesome, awesome deal. And wrestling, like the magic is gone for me now. Because now I'm all thinking about like the backstage politics when I do it, and it's like it froze up on me a little bit. There we go. We're back. Yeah, I'm always, thinking about like, oh, I hope that guy gets booked more, or I hope they don't do like bad things to his character, and I wonder how much this guy's getting paid, and if they're gonna put him on, if they're gonna give him a push, And I used to be like, oh, Crime Time steals stuff, I don't like them. I hope they don't win tonight, or oh, Jesse tagging Festus because he's so much better. That used to be kind of my and like when they would have the career threatening matches, like Batista and the Undertaker, and like they would always win, but I would just be on the edge of my seat hoping that they wouldn't lose and like leave the company, and I knew it was fake, but for some reason like the magic was still there. Magic's really not there anymore for me, unfortunately. But yeah, it's still, I still watch. It's still fun to watch. I'll still probably be some form of a fan, even into my adult life, just because I like it all. It's a nice escape from reality. When you just turn on wrestling. I watch TNA. I find some time if I've got stuff going on. Usually on Friday nights. If I've got stuff going on, then wait until real late to watch it. I usually. I watch it almost every weekend, and it's just kind of like a time to just de-stress, just sit down and watch some wrestling. And I've been watching TNA since like 2009, 2010, I believe. Yeah, it was I think it was 2010 actually that I started watching TNA, and that was, I don't even remember what was going on there because it was all kind of the same always to me. But Kane just hit the chokeslam on Razor Ramon. 1, 2, and 3. Kane defeats our world champion. We got another champion that was just beaten tonight. Kane looks like he's first in line for a title shot right now. I mean, we've got other guys, so we're not going to instantly give him the chance, but like he will definitely be one of the number one contenders. We're probably going to have a match next week to determine who exactly deserves it. But wow, Kane, very impressive fashion, takes out Razor Ramon in a little bit over 5 minutes. Wow, that's crazy. Not even, I don't think. Maybe it was around 5 minutes. Not really sure, but very impressed. Kane just keeps going. Alright, you guys, it is time for our main event of the evening. The one that I was telling you about a little bit earlier today. It is going to be The Rock. The returning Rock. This is his first match since WWE 13. And he'll be teaming with Hulk Hogan, another one of our top contenders. This guy coming out right here. I always wonder, like, what attire is that? Like, I feel like I always give him, like, I just do a random attire, and it's always that one, but I can never remember what it is. I really don't like that attire. Like, I would rather him have it on, like, a pay-per-view or something important, and not just, like, a regular show. But, oh well, I always give him a random attire, so, oh well. But, yeah, he's going to team with Hulk Hogan, taking on another one of our, little bit higher contenders up there, at least for, European or something, Andre the Giant, and Sgt Slaughter, who is our host of NXT, and that's pretty much all he's doing. I try to get him here as much as possible. There's The Rock. The Rock's he's looking good. He doesn't really look different from 13, but he's looking good. I remember his classic wars with Triple H. He had he actually participated. He was a special guest referee for the only special referee match that I've ever done. It was Triple H versus Brian Pillman, and The Rock was refereeing it, and for the most of the time he was keeping it pretty impartial, until at the end he just gave Triple H a rock bottom, and that was that. And then Brian Pillman pinned him, and then forever, Brian Pillman had a win over Triple H, and Triple H was like undisputed champion at that point. Actually, I believe he is An unprecedented 3-time undisputed champion, Triple H's. Yeah, he's something. And then he was the debuting SG Gaming League champion way back in the day, back when, like, the first pay-per-view. Actually, it's kind of funny because this is the very first pay-per-view I ever did was Royal Rumble 2012. It was way back in the day. Uh, you know, actually, I might have even been. No, I did definitely record it in 2012 because it was the first one I ever did. That wasn't that smart because we didn't even know anybody, so like everybody was debuting at the Royal Rumble pretty much. Like we had the NWO guys come back, but like most of the like the talent that you should have already knew, they were all just debuting for the first time at the Royal Rumble, and we had a bunch of guys just turn into jobbers after that because they just did nothing after the Rumble. But yeah, we just gotta fast forward Andre's entrance. Just gotta stop it because it's not worth watching at all because yeah, unfortunately. But I feel like for some reason I feel like something happens with this match that I need to like that I was supposed to cut out or something. I feel like something happens with this. Just because it's like kind of a long match, but let's see. I have no idea. I probably shouldn't have done entrances for that, except I want to see The Rock's entrance. Just because I haven't seen it in a while. But looks like the classic battle of Hogan and Andre starting things off right here. These guys wrestle a lot in real life, and they wrestle a lot in universe mode so far. And actually, I think all of these guys in the ring right now are going to be in 2K15. I probably won't use all of them. I know Andre and Sgt Slaughter are DLC. Hulk Hogan's DLC. Don't know if I'm gonna pick him up. So far, the only DLC that I have for sure is the WCW DLC. Didn't pick up Sting yet. Didn't pick up Hulk Hogan. I don't know if I'm going to. Let's see. We'll see if Hulk Hogan does stuff this season. If he does stuff, then I'll pick him up. But if he doesn't, then really don't want to pick him up. But oh well. Hulk Hogan's fun to watch, so we'll always see. And The Rock keeps coming back for these games. They keep putting Stone Cold and Diesel in the games, which is cool. I like that they're always in the games, but because they're big stars this year. But I'm not ready to see Diesel retire yet, so I'm glad that he's included next year. Yeah, Sarge and Andre, I think they're part of like the Ultimate Warrior pack or something, the Way of the Warrior or something, which I'm not gonna buy because it's got a whole lot of pointless guys that I really don't even want anymore. I think they have the Iron Sheik actually in the DLC pack next year. Yeah, they have the Colonel Mustafa. They have him next year. He's the Iron Sheik. That's so cool. But I don't know. I still because that's a lot of legends. Not only do we have all the guys from the WCW DLC, but we also have all the legends. We've got Hogan and we've got The Rock and Stone Cold. It was fun back in like 2012 when there was only like a select few legends, so it was fun to have them in, like Randy Savage, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Lesnar, um, Shawn Michaels, and I think Edge. Like those were like really the only legends, but Edge wasn't really even. I still don't consider him a legend. Even though he's not wrestling anymore, I don't consider him like an olden time bring him back for the game legend. Like he was never not in any games. He was in uh, SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 as just a wrestler, and then it's just like Eddie Guerrero is like I don't know. He's just in all of the games. They'll never take him out of the games. I don't think he's in next year, which is kind of cool because he doesn't do anything. But I remember the first year he had that cool tag team with Chavo, Los Guerreros, and that was fun. That was always fun. And then I remember a lot of people who used to comment on my videos. A lot of people liked Los Guerreros. They were like a favorite tag team of these guys. And so they would always be like, "Oh, book Los Guerreros more," so I would, and then they wouldn't really do anything. But that's kind of Eddie's entire life. He gets chances and he just doesn't do anything with them. But he hasn't been fired yet. I've put him in like 2 career-threatening matches, and he has not lost one of them. He beat Sin Cara. That's why Sin Cara isn't around anymore. What was Masked Heat was their stupid tag team this year. Eddie and Sin Cara, which could have been so cool, but they just had to suck so bad. Oh my god, they were horrible. They were really bad. Masked Heat. That was a stupid name too. I'll take my credit for that. It was a stupid name to call him Masked Heat, but it looks like The Rock is finally going to get in here. Actually, he has been in here before. I just really haven't been watching it. He punched the ref. That's like the only thing he did. Looks like Sarge is getting in here against The Rock. Big headbutt. Sarge is a big guy. You don't really think about it. I mean, he's a pretty big guy. I saw him on Raw a little while ago when he confronted Rusev. He kind of had like the thing. He's still got it. You know, he's still got his deep voice and his huge chin. You know, he can still demand, presence. I think that's pretty cool. And I think Sarge did include himself for the Royal Rumble just this past Wednesday on NXT. You know, right before the actual Royal Rumble, he kind of said something. Then he said, with that being said, I kind of want to do it myself, so I'm putting myself in the Rumble. So I said, cool. Get it, go in, fine. Whatever. But I don't. I mean, he's not that significant of a star. He just keeps attacking Hogan. He just keeps attacking Hogan, so I keep having him get beat up by Hogan. And that's kind of like his life in this game. He keeps trying to go for people. And then I put him against guys like Tensai and he loses. Then I put him against guys like Austin and he loses, So we're not really sure where to put Sgt Slaughter, but I'm still determined to keep giving him things to do because he's NXT host. But after NXT ends, unless he starts showing me stuff, he's going to go right into the proverbial unemployment line and not get downloaded for next year because I don't want to download him. I don't think I will get that pack. If I do, I'm just not going to use any of them. I'll use like maybe Andre if he does stuff this year, and maybe Iron Sheik. That's about it. It's gonna be about it. But oh yeah, Ric Flair's in the game next year. That's really cool. I'm glad we're gonna see Ric Flair because Ric Flair was wrestling right when I started watching wrestling. And that was like I was around for like the last couple months of his career, and then he retired at WrestleMania 24, which was like the perfect time. He should have just stayed retired. Instead, he had to do his stuff with TNA, and then just ruined his legacy with TNA. And I mean, it was kind of fun to I don't know. His wrestling in TNA was a stupid idea. It was cool to go there, but like wrestling there was stupid. Like when he would wrestle like Abyss and like he would wrestle AJ Styles and Mick Foley. He would just wrestle. That was kind of stupid. I didn't really like that too much. I feel like because he was all old at that point and like too old. Like at least in WWE, he was like a kind of like you still respected him, but this he was just an old guy yelling. And he didn't really do much. But I liked that he was Fortune's manager. That was cool. And Immortal was kind of cool with Hulk Hogan. And I'm glad he's doing what he's doing on WWE. Like, he's only partially involved. I think he's got a perfect role. I think Hogan's got a perfect role. I think The Rock's got a perfect role. Stone Cold, I feel like we should see him a little bit more. I hope he comes back at WrestleMania. Yeah, overall, these guys are pretty good. And Andre with the big headbutt. Every time I've looked at the screen, it's somebody headbutting The Rock. Last time I looked over, Sgt Slaughter headbutted him, and then I just kind of didn't focus for a little while. Look back, Andre's headbutting him. So, Andre the Giant, he's a huge guy, just big. Obviously, he's a giant, and I feel like he's not really working up to his potential. See, I feel like he could do so much more, but he just won't win anything. He just doesn't win. And that's kind of sad that he doesn't win. And The Rock, it looks like he's gonna pedigree The Rock, and The Rock just, oh my God, just deadlifts Andre straight off of him, just right over his head. And Hogan getting in there with the full body suit. It's like, is he gonna try and do the same thing? And no, Hogan does it once again. I don't think Andre's ever been manhandled like this in the middle of a match. But it looks like an Andre just shoves Hogan away. Sargent picked a good partner in Andre. Andre can kind of carry that whole team because Sarge really isn't doing anything. But Andre, he's been in a lot of matches. He's been in matches with Hogan as of late. He's did stuff with Razor a little bit. He was number one contender at one point, but he just didn't do anything with it. I think it was, what did I put him in? Did I put him in like, where did I put Andre in? I think it was like a regular match, or it was like Falls Count Anywhere or something that I put him in with Razor, and he lost. Razor, he is talented. He had a loss to Kane tonight, which we're gonna see how that culminates in the future. That's still my resistance thing here. And Andre, it looks like a big splash to Hogan. I don't know if he's gonna. I think that might be it. I'm really not sure about that one. Could this be it? 1, 2, and just a 2 count. Hulk Hogan kicks out of it, and it looks like Andre's got that headlocked once again. And a big, looks like it's going to be a big side slam. Yes, it is. You don't see side slams anymore. Side slams are very, I like how smooth they always are, you know? Just a nice side slam. It would hurt. You know, you're just getting dropped on your back and, like, some guy's putting all his weight into you. It would hurt, you know? But I feel like it's a little bit underused, unfortunately, but I don't know. I didn't realize this, but oh no, he's hulking up. He's hulking up. Oh, he's gonna no-sell Andre the Giant's huge shots. And once again, no-sell you. You no-sold. And just hulking up. It's like, I don't know how he got his leg up that high. It did just look like it connected in his chest, and big leg drop. Looks like Andre's taken that before. He knows how it feels. 1, 2, and 3. Sgt Slaughter does not get there fast enough. The Rock snaps his 6-match defeated streak. He's now on a winning streak of 1. You know, he's got 1 win. The Hogan gets himself another one. He's got to be a pretty top contender for this undisputed title, and you know, I'm happy for The Rock. Not so happy for these other guys though, but that is it for me, you guys. Thank you very much if you're listening right now. It might be some people. Alright, you guys. Boss stands tall. He is out.